Welcome, my chicky babies and pernicious pumpkins. We've got Season 4, Episode 4 of The Morning Show in the candy bag for you. And while it's pretty sweet, the sour hits like... I'm May, this is Quork, we are Ravenwing, and we'll start with a light makeup look for our non-spoiler review. Slip into a leather Quork, did you change my teleprompter? Slip into a leather cape with our spoiler recap, then suit up for our spectacular spoiler review. And as a certain bald and eloquent starship captain would say,
"Let's get this party started, suckers!"
You ruined it.
Oh, just do it.
No, it's too late, you ruined it.
I'm sorry, come on!
Okay. Engage. Season 4, Episode 4 of The Morning Show turns up the heat at UBN, and everyone's sweating bullets. A runaway newsroom story collides with private motives, forcing the anchors, staff, execs, and opportunists to run willy-nilly for their caffeine and contacts. Jennifer Aniston's Alex has a headache which keeps growing. Family, Chad Lee's agenda, and newsroom madness have all crash-landed in her headspace. Reese Witherspoon's Bradley continues her tightrope act between ambition and conscience while dragging Chip along, and Billy Crudup's Cory is still wheeling and dealing, but he's swimming with an orca, and will she take an arm or a leg? With a rampant live broadcast, rising newsroom resentment, and the ripple effects of past betrayals, this episode captures TMS at its best, nerve-wracking, layered, and self-aware. The newsroom action draws you in,
While the personal and political are getting jiggy.
and it's definitely a worthy watch. And hey, if you're enjoying the ride with us, don't forget to show some love with a like, comment, or even subscribing. It helps give our new channel some legs. And we both want to know what you think of this episode. Now, onward to our spoiler recap. The following content contains a boatload of spoilers. You've been warned. This week on The Morning Show, Bradley's tip from Claire goes nowhere since the Wolf River files are deleted. But she's busy anyway, canoodling with Cory, with a live mic on. They're very loverly, and their twin glow-up hasn't gone unnoticed. Back in the newsroom, Bree and Rena are scrambling to fill Mia's massive shoes. To add insult to injury, Bradley bulldozes Rena and blows off a segment to go whisper with Chip, who's been lurking in her dressing room. He's got some ugly Wolf River intel, a dead lawyer smeared by Eagle News. Alex catches them mid-scheme, and Bradley leaves Chip to explain while she tries to get dirt from an Eagle contact. She refuses to betray her little bro, so no info, no trade, no dice. Alex tells her off in the teacup, and Yanko catches a mention of Claire.
Oh, here comes a Yanko angst. Does he get a bonus every time his tears smear his guy liner?
Then, mid-prep for Yanko's live-on-air marriage proposal, breaking news hits. A Boeing jet's door just blew off mid-flight. The first expert turns out to be a total nut job, but Chip saves the day, snagging a contact at JFK for a live feed on the plane landing safely. Meanwhile, over in corporate combat, Cory and Celine lock horns. He's got a snazzy plan to rehab UBN's image, but she's after blood, and she wants Stella's. Celine's after more than a seat at the table. She wants the full cannoli, CEO and chairman of the board. Cory refuses to betray his protege until Chip waltzes by, bragging about his documentary deals. Deflated, Cory caves and spills about Stella and Miles' affair. I had thought Celine knew.
But her face says plot twist.
In the background, Alex is begging Mia's voicemail to come by when her father storms in. He says a campus paper is about to accuse him of plagiarism, thanks to the student reporter she barely talked to. She calls up the student, who pounces with blackmail for a position with UBN. Eventually, Alex declines, and Dad gives the full Jeremy Irons guilt trip. She shakes it off. It stings, but it's nothing compared to last season's raunchy deepfakes. In the end, Alex gives Bradley and Chip 2 weeks to land 2 verified sources and a paper trail on Wolf River. Then, in true Machiavellian mode, she slips Bradley a file on billionaire sugar daddy's eco-activist enemies to trade for info. And what Bradley gets cuts her deep. Cory was brought in by Fred to help bury the Wolf River story. Bradley's gutted, and then, as fate
And soap opera timing!
would have it, she runs right into Cory in the hallway.
Before we swoop into reviewing this tasty morsel of a show, I have a request. If you'd like to support our fledgling channel, flutter over to May's Etsy shop. She's designed over 300 art prints, perfect for nesting your space or gifting something delicious. Paper on canvas, framed or unframed, there's a little something for every perch. Now, on to the review.
This week's morning show doesn't just spill the tea, it tosses the whole danged espresso machine in the air. Bradley's tip about the Wolf River story is dead. Did everyone shudder during that hot mic moment with Cory? Meanwhile, poor Rena and Bree
Are taking it in the rear.
and Bradley walking off set was pretty rude. What the morning show excels at is that the effects from one storyline ripple outward to all the storylines. Alex tells Bradley off in the teacup where Yanko hears Claire's name and slides into doubt.
Oh, boo-hoo. He's got a hot girlfriend and a hot job. Tiny violins are playing a symphony.
Plus Chip's there when the Boeing jet door news goes full throttle, and when he swoops in for the save, Bree and Rena grumble, anxious that he'll be back in charge again. Over in the boardroom, Marion Cotillard plays Celine's lust for power with a deadly elegance and intensity. And again, the effects of Chadley spread outward, as Chip's well-timed humble brag kicks Cory into jealous snake mode and betraying Stella.
And $200 million to start a new studio helps too.
And yes, Alex uncovered their investigation, but she lets it go ahead, because Bradley is right.
Of course.
But she just can't catch a break. Even a student wants to blackmail her.
She needs to slap that twerp down.
Easy, Big Bird. Jeremy Irons ratchets up the intensity as Alex's nasty turd of a dad, proving even at the top of your game, family can cut you off at the knees. But Alex this season has grown some backbone. She turns frustration into strategy, and her final move, giving Bradley the dirt on Claire's eco group, is wicked. I also want to point out that it was thrilling to watch the airline newsroom story unfold. Movies and TV bring you into a different world, and this segment brought the news world into sharp focus. How a breaking story forces staff to madly reel in whatever they can get, whether it's social media, interviews, live feed, and responses on the scene. And then seeing it translate smoothly into the broadcast was satisfying. Naturally, the episode ends with a gut punch to Bradley,
Much sooner than we thought.
and sets the next show up with the fallout. One last thing is I don't get Cory's waffling about the deal. He's flown across the country to make this happen, and he had to know that Celine would demand the info. Why hint at it in the first place and then suddenly grow a conscience?
You know he doesn't have one.
So because this doesn't sit right, I'm taking a 0.2 off for a score of 9.8.
I'm giving it a 0 for hopping on the musical bandwagon. Does every show need to do this now?
And what do you guys think? So far, you've been pretty quiet, but don't let Quork scare you off. We'd love to talk story in the comments. If you enjoy perching with our little flock, don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe even share it with a fellow bird. Also, check out this link here for our native Hawaiian, as in me, coverage of Chief of War. Thank you for watching, safe flights in the jet stream of life,
Adios, MFs.
and aloha oi.